Okay, it is 5 o'clock. It's July the 24th, 2025. This is Budget and Finance. Like I said a while ago, that we're adding 5B to the agenda, and that will be Miss Jenny Anthony. We have taken roll in attendance, and that is recorded. And if you look at the agenda, take a motion to approve the
I'll make a
agenda.
motion to approve the agenda.
Motion
Second.
by Mr. Herson, second by Ms. Jones. Any discussion? All those in favor by aye.
Aye.
Okay. If you've looked over the minutes of the last meeting, if you need time,
I've already done that. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from last meeting.
motion by Mr. Hirschman,
Second.
second by Ms. Jones. Any additions, deletions to the minutes?
Good.
Okay, being none, all those by aye.
Aye.
Okay. There were no public comments. Left that off there, no public comments. And Miss Jenny, you're up.
Oh, wow, that's good.
We thought we'd put you first.
She can have this, can't she?
Yeah, we're just gonna let you stay here on the end of the table with us.
Oh, okay, all right, well, and, Josh, you wanna come? Yeah, and if y'all don't mind, Judge Lockhart's here with me today. He might be able to explain, the device part a little better. He knows a little bit more about that than I do. I got an email from the state, offering this fund. Apparently they've been offering it for, I think maybe last year they first started this fund that they are offering for indigent defendants, that are charged with or actually convicted of a DUI third and up. It's a device, we don't see it very often come through the courts, but it does happen from time to time. But when these type of devices are ordered by the court, there's quite a bit of expense that goes along with it. And so the state is offering this fund to help these indigent defendants to be compliant with the order of the court, and so they can just.
It becomes a condition of their probation. So they can't successfully complete probation until they do 90 days alcohol-free. And it's a SCRAM device, which is essentially an ankle bracelet that tests your skin or residue. I don't know how the science works, but it tests you for alcohol. And you have to go 90 straight days with no alcohol as a condition of your probation. And the fund is a matching fund, so the county has to put up something, and then the state matches that fund. And we can't get any state funding until we have some county funding.
Right, so it would be nice to have this available to the ones that actually need it. Like I said, we're not asking for a lot, and the gentleman that I reached out to with the state, we kind of figured we would have 20 people or less that we would see come through in a year's time, so.
Thankfully.
Yeah, yes,
That's
that's a good thing. So we're, only asking for $5,100 for this fund, and then for the state to match the $5,100. But it doesn't work like a lot of the other grants typically work. It's just on a need-to-need basis. The funds roll over every year, so any unused funds, they're earmarked, and they roll over into the next year. Now, there is some reporting that is involved, which I looked at it. It is in the email that I sent to Tim and Mariana. I don't know. I printed some of it out. Y'all can have to pass around. I don't think I print enough. But in this one here, it kind of shows a little bit about the reporting, which looks very similar to some of the reporting that I already do to the state monthly anyways. So the reporting part is not an issue for me. I can do the reporting part. I will need some communication and some help with when these things are ordered. And I was talking to Judge a little bit about that too. It would be communication with me and the probation office.
Yeah, this would touch a lot of people. It would touch Jenny's office, any of the courts that order that, the defendant themselves, and the private company that provides them, and probation. So it's a whole bunch of people have to communicate. But essentially, if you're convicted of DUI, there's a interlock device that you have to blow into to start the car. That is a separate fund that is funded completely by the state. It's a requirement. If you're indigent, you can dip into that fund. This is another requirement on top of that, for the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and they've only, I guess, half funded. It's not recurring, so it doesn't need to be in the budget all the time, it's just get a pot, see how much we use it. If we use it more, we might have to come back and ask for more. If we use it less, you won't see us for a long time. And we honestly don't know because it's a pretty.
We've never,
Yeah, it's a pretty small amount of people, and it's a relatively new law that requires them to do that. AMS, I think, is that the company I wrote down?
AMS, yeah,
AMS
so
is
there's
the-
vendors that
yeah,
offer
it's the vendor
this.
that offers it, that probation uses most of the time. There's an upfront fee, so if you're paying for it on your own, it's a $400 upfront fee, and $300 per month. The statute requires, if you're indigent, for the company to cut some slack too. It's a $200 upfront fee and $200 per month, and the defendant always has to pay at least $30. Another question is, well, can everybody apply and, use this money? No, it runs through me or Judge Perry or Judge Carter or Judge Yule, whoever wants to apply. They fill out a form. I have to find them indigent or partially indigent. I can do some middle ground there, where they can pay their fair share but still comply with probation. We just don't, if you pull it down, we don't want people in jail because they're poor.
Yes.
So, I mean, you're actually saving the county money,
Yes.
cause they're
costs.
not, yeah.
Because if they don't
they're
do
not
it,
in-
they have to be violated on their probation, and a warrant has to issue, and they have to go to jail, and we have to have a hearing, and it's kind of a cycle.
Are these devices already in use?
They are.
And
Is it
You like 'em?
already a requirement?
It is a requirement.
Uh-huh,
It is
yeah,
already a
yeah.
requirement, so
Is
this
was
is in
Was
place.
this passed last year?
It's
Was
been 2
it?
or 3 years. And that's how rare it is that, again, that you get to the third or fourth, is we don't run into it a ton. The Scram devices have been used for a long time, and the technology, some people have patches, there's all kinds of technology out there, but the Scram are on your leg all the time. They're pretty accurate and work pretty good, and there's a margin of error, because you can eat things and do things that,
Does-
would trigger it, but.
the scenario would be if they drink, is the electronic device something that immediately reports
Yes.
to a connected, okay, so it doesn't
There's a
have to be
monitor.
downloaded or
Immediate.
nothing like that?
No, I can't say with 100% certainty, but
I'm sure it
I'm
can be,
very-
but I
yeah,
didn't know that.
I
I'm
think
fairly
that's
certain that it
the-
is monitored and that it will.
That's the idea.
Then they
of-
violate
of
your
that.
probation right there.
Is
Okay.
it a big
Probation officer.
deterrent?
Yeah.
So they can do an immediate
Yeah, a
violation
violation,
on it.
or come in and what's the explanation? Because sometimes there are innocent explanations for,
Cough
like I
syrup.
said, you've eaten something, you have medication,
Right.
something that triggers the device. But they have to go 90 days with no issues. If they have an issue, the 90 days restarts. So in a perfect world, it would cost $710 for an indigent person to complete that. But if they had to restart it, it could be double that.
Yeah.
It just depends. So we want to assume everybody does it right, but if you guys probation,
It could get pretty costly.
Any research done on, like, let's say this happens, how many people on average would have qualified for this program up to
no, because they haven't applied yet.
now? Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we can just, this is, back to the napkin math on how many convictions we've had for it. If you come in and you've hired a lawyer and you've got a good job and you do all that, you just pay for it on your own. To have an appointed attorney, you have to fill out the affidavit, and that analysis is a little different, because it's much more expensive to hire an attorney for DUI than it would be to pay, $1,300 for the device. So, to answer your question, no, and it's in the discretion of the judge, of how much of a break to.
Which I did. I did contact Public Defender John Nickel and kind of get an idea, because they
Yeah, they would
kind of
represent
gave
the
me an
indigent client.
idea of over the past several years of indigent defendants that had DUIs, and then he went as far as any indigent defendants that they had represented that had a DUI third or subsequent. And it was let's see, this was 158, and it's from 2022
Yeah,
to
that's
now.
3 years.
So 158 indigent defendants
So
that they had.
those would be
That-
probably the most that would qualify.
and not
Right.
all of
But I
those
think
would
it's
even
less.
be eligible for
Correct.
this
Yeah,
device. So
I would be stricter harder to
So,
come up with. Right.
20 would be a high number. That would, don't you think it would be?
And this, so if you guys gave us the 5,100 and then the state matched, it's $10,000, and it's a little under 1,000 each. So, that's about 10 to 12 people that we could help in that year, or they could use that service in that year.
And then if any monies were there,
just rolls
it
over
would
in
just
the
roll
account.
over.
Right, yeah, if we don't use it or use one or two.
And if it
rolls
rolled over, and that
you
could
do
be
an account
something we
like
would
that?
just play that next year by year, and then if we ran out, then it would, you guys would see me.
And I
Does she
think
have to set up a
following
line, does she have to set up a line for this?
So it would be,
Mary Ann, I'm talking about you.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
Judy and I've already had this discussion.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I just wanted the answer.
Yeah, I think, and I talked to Jenny about it, I think that Jenny would, I think, yes, there has to be some reporting. I think Jenny would do the reporting if, and the way the grant would work is if you would cut the check and to Jenny's office or however that works. then
after I
she-
got
she
an
would hold
invoice,
it.
like, I feel like,
Yeah.
an invoice would have to come from the vendor. And then at that time, once I got that invoice, it would be kinda like we do our purchasing, in a
Right.
sense.
We would set up an account,
All right.
So this would be new money.
an account number, and then, we'll
Yeah.
sign it up.
Yeah, and I don't know how much, I'm not trying to put any more work on Mariana or her,
Yeah,
and what they do,
we already
but,
talked about.
yeah, I know. But
Maybe there a way you
af-
can identify sources already in your budget? Maybe?
I can set it up.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
where it's
I don't
easiest.
have anything that like my office budget is solely based off of like the clerk's
Right.
office function, not for court purposes, not for,
And this is,
this
a
kinda-
this is a kind of a weird grant that,
Yeah.
I mentioned all those players, nobody wants to jump in and be the person to do it.
no,
but-
and that's why it
So
says,
that's,
Yeah, we've talked about it.
it
Right,
says
and
court,
so-
it says
Right.
grant
You do that, I'll do
manager,
that.
and that's why I put to be determined, because I don't know who the manager would be, because the manager and the person that does the reporting it has to be two different people. So I don't, and there's communication that will have to be, we'll have to have with probation, and probably we'll be in touch with Public Defender's Office too. They'll be a big help.
I mean, Jenny's
and-
office and probation would be
the two main
that
ones,
have
but.
the most interaction with it.
um,
Probation honestly more so, but.
So we would need I would need a grant manager, which it wouldn't require a lot of
And
work.
I don't have anybody to do that, because
Yeah.
we talked about it, and we don't. And,
Yeah. As far as the reporting to me,
I mean,
It
y'all
would
can
be
give me
easy.
another person.
could the
But it's
pro-
hard enough finding the one.
Could the
open
public
position.
defender's office be the grant manager?
You
We
don't-
hadn't talked to John
No?
about it.
Okay,
I don't
never mind.
think so.
Never
I mean,
mind.
I don't
Never
know,
No,
like,
no,
Never
no,
mind.
no, no.
I don't think, I don't think
The
that.
only reason why I say it, because it's a state agency.
Sure, right, yeah. you
yeah,
want it to
and
be
would
county.
would like
agree,
Linda
want it to be
Baker,
county.
like would a county, would
Yeah.
like,
Linda's office would probably be better
Yeah.
than the,
Okay.
public defender's
Yeah.
office, because it's a
And we'll-
county.
well, yes.
And that-
And
that's- so
nothing
that's a-
against that office, but
Yeah.
communication's hard
Okay.
Correct.
when.
Jared is, he probably is now. He used to, be over all the DUIs that flow through the probation office, so he's really easy, to communicate with.
Yeah, he handles all.
If
the-
anything, he would be a great source to be a grant manager for this particular purpose, because they would have to probably go through him.
That's the problem we found out over the last years, since COVID and all those grants.
Yeah,
It's not just write the grant, it's the management part.
it's the, right.
That we have such a hard time with. It's
Right.
that whole process.
Right.
You can identify a grant, write the grant, but
Right.
Since it's
There's a
gotta be
lot of,
in
there's
there,
a lot of
follow
details,
up.
and there's a lot of
To follow
details in
up.
this that would
Right.
have to be worked out. But the main purpose for today is
Yeah.
just actually just implying, having your approval to apply for it. The deadline is July. Of course, I got this email last week, so I've just been this has been kind of thrown at me. Of course, I got with the judges, and I'm like,
Yeah.
is this something that is necessary? Is this something that we would could definitely use if the state is given funds? Is this something that we need to look into? And so the majority said yes. So that's why I'm here. And that's why I brought Judge, because having the
Yeah, I mean,
judge's
it's-
support, I mean,
it's
he could
something we-
explain,
we-
it,
We need it in
Um,
case of emergency.
yeah.
Because it's pretty, not arguably, it's unconstitutional to hold somebody in jail
Right.
and
Yes.
violate the probation if they truly cannot afford. And I have to find it's willful for them to do that, so it's just, we wanna skip all that and skip all those
Right.
expenses and just give them,
Have this option.
have that option for truly indigent, and.
Yeah, well, we'll do it. I mean, we've got,
It'll have
I'll
a couple
put it,
full
I already
calculations.
got an account number in mind.
I don't think it would entail a ton, just because we wouldn't use it that often, but the reporting is quarterly, and it would just be based off, if I could, the only way I could really keep up with that would be, as invoices are being turned in.
Right.
The best way to do it is once the fund is there, and then they would get an order from me or Judge Carter, whoever, that you're indigent and this, you can use it. They would go to AMS, AMS would slap it on their leg, and then send Jenny an invoice that we, John Doe got it on, and
Right.
Jenny, or whoever,
Yeah, I
would
could,
pay
I
them.
could,
And so the report would be super easy, it would be,
And they reimburse us, right? It's a reimbursable?
no, it's not, it's,
It would
it's,
be-
Indigent.
State pays half and we pay.
right, you,
yeah.
you-
I mean, they
It's
pay us
matching.
their half.
the,
Back.
state,
yes,
no,
well,
so they,
this,
they match it.
yeah,
It's not
so,
That's what I'm
it's
saying.
so they'll
not
send,
reimbursed.
yeah,
They're gonna send us a direct deposit
yes, basically,
for the
yeah.
half, right?
Yes.
So they give you
Yeah.
5,100, or you say you put in.
So they give us
5,100.
a lump sum.
They
We
give us
need
a lump
10
sum.
grand.
Okay.
Yeah,
A
they give us a lump sum up front.
Yes.
Right.
We put it in that fund.
So
Mhm.
they're gonna
it's
give it
immediately
up front.
available.
Well, yes, that's my
That's
understanding.
unusual.
It is, it's
Right.
weird, and that's what they talk about.
That, I think that's where the quarterly reporting comes in, and that's why that whatever they
Oh,
give
okay.
us, it rolls over into the next year.
Right.
Gotcha.
Okay, well, that's like the, mental health transport grant. It's
Yeah.
an endowment grant.
Right,
Yeah.
those two ran together.
And then if you don't.
They were offering these
That's
two
good, they're
together.
letting you roll it over.
Correct.
Instead,
Yeah, so-
we have to pay that one back.
Yeah, it's a little simpler, there's no reimbursement involved.
okay.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah,
reimbursement.
it's
Okay.
just,
Yeah.
we get the money, and you don't hear. from
After
us
I
again
got to
until it's
looking
zero.
at it, it
Right.
seems not so bad.
That was my
Like
concern
it-
about the reporting.
That's what, me too, but then when I got to looking through it, and I was like, well, this doesn't seem quite, I mean, there's things in here that I'll have to have. I'll have to have the person's, information, which I have, no problem.
Did you say 10,000?
5,100.
5,100 and, yeah,
And then they're gonna match, so in the fund would be
10,
10,200.
yeah.
So, but we need to
Yeah, your line item
amend it.
would be 5,100.
Okay.
yeah.
I did want to say Jenny did send the grant paperwork and,
Do you have to have a yes
So
from
I-
us by July the 31st?
Well, I just need
Yeah.
to have a yes,
Okay,
not
but, yeah,
necessarily
I'm not
to
talking
approve
about
the
just-
grant,
just
but
to apply.
just to apply.
You just need to
Okay.
apply.
Yeah, I'm just getting your approval to apply for it.
And the 90-day program totals $710.
That's the best I can tell from the
That's
indigency. It
good.
would be 200 up front for your installation fee,
Mm-hmm.
and then 200 per month monitoring fee,
So-
of which, even if you're indigent, you have to pay 30 of that. So
Okay.
from the fund would be 170 a month, so I rounded a little.
And that's if they do what they're supposed, if
Right.
they're in
Okay.
compliant with all of it, yeah.
So I'm gonna make a motion that we go ahead and allow them to, apply for the grant.
I'll second.
Got a motion by Hirschman, second by Todd Malone. Any discussion? I think it's a good thing. I
I do
think that we
too.
need, I don't think it needs to come out of her budget though.
no,
I
I'm
think it
going
need- I
to
think it
do
needs
it.
to-
New money.
She's cut her stuff down pretty good.
Jenny would agree.
Yeah, well,
You just gotta ask.
I just agree too.
You just
She
gotta
does not
ask
come
this
and
day
ask
and
for
age.
Frivolous things. and
No, I mean,
and if she's
no.
willing to do the reporting, that's a plus right
That's a
there.
plus.
it's not
Well, I mean, I
costing
do the
county.
monthly reporting
Yes, ma'am.
anyways, and I could just
Okay.
add it into my mix, and it's good because it's due by the, it's due by the 15th. All my other reporting is due by the 15th of the month, so I could just incorporate it with that.
Do we need to find the money tonight or just say
I
yes?
already
go with the
have an
grant?
idea.
Okay, all right.
And I'll give it
All right,
a,
for all those that say yes to do it for Jenny Anthony, do this grant right here, and aye?
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? There you go, y'all.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all very much.
Thanks for the explanation.
Yeah, no problem. Y'all have any
But
questions?
that is state mandated now, on the third DUI, they have to have the
Yes,
90
it's a
day.
condition of probation that you have to have 90 days
Yeah.
of sobriety. to that monitoring. And
You could
no
run through
ifs, ands, or buts
two
about
sick,
it.
two sick people in the jail could go through $5,000 quickly,
No kidding.
quickly.
Yeah.
So it's okay. At least the state's paying half of it.
Yeah, yeah, it will. And it gets them on, and gets them
Yeah.
on probation a lot quicker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, this means I'll get busy and applying for this grant then, so I can get the deadline get it all in by the deadline, so.
Ma'am.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
See y'all.
Thank you.
All right, number 6 is budget amendments. None?
Are you kidding? We have a new
Okay,
budget.
sorry, I just put it on there. Number 7 then, since no budget amendments, is capital projects. That's Mr. Rick.
Rick,
I had somebody try to, and I said, I hadn't got the budget back from the state yet. What do you mean? You can't amend the budget. Go away. I just like,
Hey, buddy.
Hey, well, some of you guys probably already have this, but just give everybody another one. Pass it around.
okay. Anyway, moving on.
Todd,
Here's capital project. Send that down that way, and here's yours this way.
Oh,
and
Sorry.
that way.
you got
Need some
one.
more.
Everybody's got one of these?
There you go.
Everybody got that?
There's the rest of them. What have you got?
This is three.
I got
I've
mine.
got 3 things. Are we supposed to have 3 additions?
Two. Just 2 things, I think.
No. Oh, this may be a copy of that letter. This one's on letterhead and that's just a copy. So, okay, 2, we got it. We're good.
Okay, does everybody have a copy of our,
She did.
capital project?
Justice Center.
Yes, sir. It's just us.
Okay, so let me go over it. Find my
You
copy.
need this?
Did I? No, I
Got
find my
that
copy.
there.
Okay, so
Just make sure I'm up to par.
we did discuss a few things during this whole process that we approved. There were other things that were requested that weren't approved. Some, that's why Rick is here, some are kind of pricey. But the items at the top, it says, these are budgeted, this was part of the budget appropriation resolution that y'all already approved at the June meeting, was, the ambulance, they still have some of their original ARPA money, so that's the balance of that. Rural waste, solid waste sanitation, remember Melissa came, Rennie, and they talked about that, that's gonna come out of rural capital projects fund for the 2 trucks. We talked about the jail and the HVAC repairs, that's capital projects. And then the other 3 things are our normal rotation on our computers that we've been doing the last couple years. So we have elections server, then we have deeds, she came about her book cradle, and then the normal rotation on these offices. And our IT person Cindy, she keeps up with all this and she tells them what they need and she tells me as well. So that's going really good, so they get replaced when they should. So this total 748,122, that's already been budgeted, it's already in the budget. The bottom part after it says unbudgeted requests, these are the items that we received a request, but we haven't discussed it yet. So you see there's 2 for EMA, the drones truck needs 2 trucks, animal control requested a truck. And then the bottom portion is, like I said, why Rick is here, these are the building improvements. So the big one there is the Justice Center, which is that packet he handed out. And
Yeah, so the packet I handed out is basically a in-depth breakdown of each roof section. This company that we have now is the same company that we used for the co-op that we did the senior citizens building with, and the admin plaza roof that we just finished. But it's basically, we have 4 roof sections. 3 of them are an old gravel built-up roof, and you can kind of see the pictures where it shows the ponding. That was probably after about 2 weeks after it rained, and you can still see there's still huge puddles of water up there. And basically what's happened is over, the time it started to sink in. So all that will have to be removed, and then a new concrete deck will have to be put in with tapered insulation to help move all that water to the drainage and off the roof. The roof section 4 is the main 3-story Justice Center part. It's got an EPDM roof that'll have to be replaced. Basically, after everything is done, it would be just like the roofs that we have now. It'd be a little bit longer warranty. It'd be a 20-year warranty for all the roof sections. I believe the EPMD roof would be 15 years, but the rest of it would be a 20-year warranty. But each one of those has a breakdown of each roof section, of some pictures of where all the problems are. And I'm sure you guys have heard over the last couple of years, due to the roof leaks, we have some mold concerns. It's
An old building.
It's an old building. I think we all know that over the last couple of years, the cost of keeping that building up has skyrocketed, and it's only getting worse. There's just a lot of concerns about water getting into the building, causing mold, causing a lot of sheetrock damage. We're just trying to get on top of that.
Are we
Go
still
ahead.
storing files in the old jail?
Yes,
Okay,
unfortunately.
well,
And you wanna go down and look at them anytime you can, go ahead.
Please do, come see me.
Will this,
I didn't know this
will a
was on the
cap like
agenda,
the
so
high,
I'm
was
just
put
like,
on the high
y'all
school
were talking about
be more
mine.
cost effective than redoing all this?
Do what?
You know, the way they put a,
Somebody where they reframed it and made it to a not flat roof.
Right.
Yeah. On this
mean,
roof,
you
I
know,
don't think it would be that
feasible.
cost effective due to the number of units and
Right.
what supplies all of it. Yeah, I don't think that would be
because they covered several at the
cost
hospital.
effective.
If they have houses for them at high school, when you have them, you have that many of them right there in a row.
Right, right.
You can't have a house for every one of them.
Okay.
That's the problem.
Okay.
Yeah,
And some of these units actually feed like we have
Yes.
ductwork that runs through the block this way and around the corner, and that feeds each one of these different floors.
Right.
Yeah,
I
this
just
is
didn't
not the best way, but I hate gravel on a roof in the
First
first
place,
place.
that's the worst roof ever. That's why I was thinking, is it more feasible
Ballast
to go that
systems.
route than to
Yeah.
redo this?
Yeah.
Some engineer did that.
Did they do a torch down on top of the new roof? Is that how
No, it's like I don't know the exact process of it. It's just a really old, like it has a metal roof. Then they lay down some kind of substrate or whatever, and then they put gravel on top of it, and it's got drainage in it. Basically, we'd be getting rid of all the, like he said, the gravel.
There's a rubber underneath that.
Yeah, like,
It's a
but
Carlisle rubber
it all sits on basically it sits on a concrete deck.
Yep.
And it's been sitting with the water, holding so much water, the concrete is starting to fall in.
So-
What we're trying to keep from happening is that completely falling in.
yeah.
So we would be removing all of that, and basically, there's a couple, the reason that there's a 1.8 to 2.1, there's a few different techniques that we can use, but there's only like maybe 2 companies in this region that does a concrete decking, and it's like a lightweight concrete decking. It's a little bit, I believe it's a little bit cheaper, but it's really hard to get that done. If we can't get that done, they'd be using basically like a tapered insulation, which is a little bit more costly, but it's something that we could get done a lot easier. So that's why there's a little bit of variation in the cost. We have the wide budgeting number, but there's a couple different ways to handle that's the gravel part where we're trying to get the water off of the roof.
Does the warranty cover material and labor, or is that material?
No, it's everything. If we ever have another leak, they come out and they fix it and replace it, and no cost to the county at all.
They've been in business for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like I said, this is a co-op through the state also, so they have to go through very strenuous.
You said they've done one of our roofs already.
They've done two actually.
Oh, okay,
The senior citizens roof, which is like the old Ponderosa building, we had it done, it's almost about a year and a half ago now. And then they actually just completed this building, a few weeks ago.
Capital Outlays has pretty well went through them with a fine tooth comb, so.
And basically what I'm trying to do, is get all the roofs under warranty, under the same blanket, to where it's literally, you get online and you click a button and if there's a leak anywhere, and it doesn't cost the county a dime for 15 to 20 years.
Yeah.
We have 3 or 4 buildings that have cost the county a lot of money over the last few years, and we're trying to fix that. You'll see another one on here, the Tullahoma Library is another one where we're trying to get under wraps, but.
So we would need an engineer on
Understood.
this.
Yeah, so this would basically be done just like, just like we did this building.
Yeah.
We have 2 options, so Capital Outlay has approved us looking into this project. So what the next step would be is if we got funding, I would be bringing this to Capital Outlay again, and we would be talking about which direction we want to go in, because there's, even through this co-op, there's a couple of different directions. We have the directions that we did on this building, which is, WTI was the general contractor, and they ran everything, and in the county, we hired an engineer basically to go over everything with a fine-tooth comb. They oversaw all the plans, every product, everything. And then there's the one where there's another option, which is where the county basically is the general contractor. And even though it's under co-op, we can bring in different contractors that work under that co-op. And we can get 3 different contractors to come in here and tell us their idea and their plan and what their cost would be. And that's another way to get, a better price. It still all falls under that same blanket, because these contractors they work through the co-op also. It's just, we would be the general contractor, and we would still have an engineer company, which is Scott St. John, who works as the county's engineer. The biggest thing for the county and for me, I believe, and what I do with this roof, is the product. The specifications on the product is the biggest thing. I'm sure all of you are aware, the last time we had the roof done here, the specifications were not held on the product.
Yep.
And the product did not last.
Inferior.
The warranties did not get taken seriously. So with how I've worked with Scott St. John, is the specifications that he agrees to, we write. Whoever bids on the job has to meet those specifications in that product, because that's where we get our warranty, and that's how we know we're getting a good product.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure everybody knew there would be a cost, which is a good thing to have your engineer.
Yes.
That would be,
I agree, and I think we definitely have to have competition on a project this size, definitely.
What do you think, Mr. Hirschman? I like the engineer being here, having that one engineer to
Yeah.
oversee that.
Yeah.
Well, we've done this before already. That's why we're putting another roof on this building in the first place, because the low bidder got that job.
And actually,
and-
the engineer, we have to have an engineer. It's
You
not
have
an
to have an
option.
engineer. That's not
Anything
an
over
option. That's
$50,000, we have to
exactly-
have an engineer. Yeah.
Have to
But-
have it.
But I mean, one that will stay here with
For
it, or come in that you
enforcement.
can call and they can,
Well, the
oversee.
engineer won't have anything to do
oversee
with
it?
that, no.
Okay.
The warranty will come from Trimco, the product that's
Okay.
being put on the roofs. That's where the warranty comes from.
Okay.
They warranty their product. That's why I said their product has to be the
Yep.
one that's scrutinized
standards.
and meet the standard. They're the ones that are gonna be the ones that we call It's the product. It's not the engineer. The engineer's job will be to make sure that the product that they're giving us meets
The specs.
the standards that are set, basically like you would think code. What happened with this job is with the CCAT roof many years ago is we had the specs wrote and we needed a certain thickness, millimeter thickness on the roof. Well, when the job was bid out, the lowest bidder got it, but he put a very thin layer of material on the roof that didn't meet the specs, and it, once it rained on it for 2 years, it started peeling off and blowing off when it got really windy. So
I may be asking this question out of ignorance, so I apologize, but since I'm new, the engineer's job is to make sure that that the product meets the specs, correct?
correct.
Okay, so is also the engineer's job, because a warranty is only good if it's installed according to the manufacturer's specifications. Does the engineer also observe the installation to ensure that, because if you call them on a warranty and they see that the product wasn't installed according to their specifications, the warranty's void? So does the engineer monitor that to make sure
So
that it's being
here's
installed that
here's
way?
how it works with how we've done it so far. So you're gonna have the Trimco is the product. Okay, they have the full team. Trimco does. They're gonna have an inspector. They have a guy that's on. Usually have two guys depending on how big the job is. They have two guys on site the whole time the job's getting done.
So the manufacturer of the product's
don't
installing
work
it
for us.
themselves?
They have their own contractors,
Ah,
which
okay.
we have the choice of letting them to be the general contractor and they pick their own contractor, and we can go that way, which is what we did with this roof. Or we can have a group of their contractors, which are still all Trimco contractors,
Certified.
but
Gotcha.
they basically battle amongst themselves,
Price-wise,
price-wise,
for labor?
for labor,
Okay.
and just.
Sorry if
I've-
I took up
No,
time, but
no,
that
you're
helped
good.
me out a lot.
No,
That
and
wrapped
I'm
my
gonna
brain
I'm gonna
around
go
that.
in even a little farther in depth. Well, anyway, so Trimco will have two guys on site pretty much all the time. Then they have basically somebody, I call them an inspector, who comes. They usually come like once a week, and then you have your general contractor. So that's the group laying it down. Trimco is watching them every step they make because they have two people here all the time. Then they have an inspector, and then you have the engineer. So with this roof, what we had is we had Stacy, who I worked with, and then you have me, which I'm just up there because I have my own interest in it. But I work with the engineer, and we go up there. I go up there. I'm usually up there every other day, or sometimes 3 times a day, just watching or getting information. But then the engineer, on the desk side of it, they have to see every single product and all the information. They see it all, and they approve it. Then if there's any change orders, they have to approve it. They see everything. And then, of course, they also, the pay part of it, all the pay apps. I mean, they go through all that with a fine-tooth comb. I mean, all that. They take care of all that. And then we have weekly walkthroughs, and everybody's here. The general contractors are here. I'm here. The engineers are here. Everybody from Trimco's here. We're all here. We're up there. Hey, and then, of course, we get daily reports, email of everything
Well,
that's
there'll
being
never
done.
be a dispute as to whether it was installed right.
And then at the very end of the day, we all come back again at the very end, and then they have another inspector, basically another inspector who comes and they fine-tooth comb it, and if they see anything, they make the contractor fix it. And if the engineer sees anything, they bring it to their attention and they fix it. If I see anything, we bring it to their attention and we make them fix it before it's
Thank
over.
you.
And then everybody signs off on it.
I appreciate it.
I pretty well liked what we did on this one because we had Timco.
Trimco,
Trimco actually have their own contractor. They were over them and they controlled them a whole lot better. And yeah, I know that the other ones are certified installers for them. And of course, the lower guy, if you get prices from them, they're gonna award it probably to maybe the lower price installer. But they're still certified through them. I kind of liked it. What we did here is because we made them be responsible for it all. It's not sitting there guessing, guess who's got to come and fix it? We know who's fixing it. They are.
That was the root of my question.
Yeah,
but
I know.
Sorry about that.
What is the duration of this, estimated length of this job?
How long it'll take? because we don't, this is just like a basic
Preliminary.
preliminary.
Sure.
They haven't really said, but if I had to guess, it probably about 8 weeks.
I was gonna say 3 months
Yeah,
3
8 to
months.
10 weeks, somewhere right in there.
minimum.
They usually show with a pretty good size crew.
And they're very clean too. I mean,
I think they said 8 weeks on this roof, and they were done in
they
6.
were,
They
they
were-
swept up and made sure.
And
that-
it rained the first 3 weeks they were here, and we were still able to try to get some work done while it was still raining. So
It's hard to believe.
It's unreal, isn't
Well,
it?
it's gotta be done. It's gotta be done right. And that ought to take that building out to its life. If somebody.
at least until we sell it, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, Rick's been battling, mold in the stairwells,
Yeah.
around windows, and we've had him from Capital Outlays, had him going up there and fixing sheetrock and
That's
ceilings
just
where they've
cost
been
after
wet.
cost after
And,
cost.
and that's all it is. We're just throwing good money after bad.
And we still have a lot of areas that are bad that we
Yeah.
haven't, but we haven't addressed just because it's basically cost effective to, every time it rains really bad, I mean, it floods in there.
I know you fixed my window. I
So
don't
do you-
know how many.
Yeah, I don't know,
times,
yeah.
And it's
There's
still
a-
got mold, it's coming down again.
Is it? Yeah.
Hopefully they,
Hopefully
of
that's
course, you know,
fixed,
they
yeah, we'll.
finished that, so, but yeah.
I see this letter's dated June 5th, so why was this not included in the budget for 26?
That's what I was saying, we never did get to this.
Yeah.
You never
discussion.
got to it.
Yeah,
During
we-
budget.
You know, 'cause it's another $2.1 million, so
Yeah.
I'm curious as to,
But this is for capital projects, it's
Yeah,
a different
yeah.
fund, right?
Capital
Yeah.
project.
This is,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but still budget money, taxpayer dollars.
Yeah, well, that's why I wanted to get it on here tonight, so we talked about it. And then the other two things, the unknowns is the Tullahoma Library roof.
and I can try to go over the other ones real quick. So the UT Extension Office is just basically to replace their flooring. They have old BCT
bad,
tile like
yeah.
you see in the
Yeah.
old schools and stuff, and this is the cost to replace it and get it basically like you have out here in the hallways, the luxury vinyl flooring, basically to put that in to match the rest of the building. The ambulance station parking lot, Terry can kind of
This
tell
one.
you about how this one is over here. It's just got a
Got a
lot
hole in
of
it.
sinking holes,
Yeah.
potholes, a lot of cracks and bumps, and
It's totally coming apart.
yeah. So
And,
that's
and when the ambulance pulls out for an emergency, he's running right through a hole. And so everything in the back goes,
Charred.
and it comes down where it comes down.
we've had to fill it in with gravel multiple times over the last few years. Of course, after 6 months of hard rain, it usually washes out. So it's just in need of
Is that
replacement.
tearing the old out? and putting
Taking
new-
the old
okay.
totally
That way
out.
it didn't spider
Yeah.
web.
Yep.
Okay.
Of course, we got the Justice Center, the Coffee County Daycare Building. It's the same thing with the old BCT. They have the old BCT flooring. The difference is theirs is on a wood substrate floor, like it's not on concrete. So they have a lot of settling, a lot of trip hazards. There's some places where they've just had to throw rugs over areas where it's come apart, buckled up, broken, cracked. Some of them have popped out. It's just an old house that they've turned into a daycare that they put the flooring down. It's in really bad shape. So this was the cost too. And there's going to be some structural issues that we'll have to go in and fix, which I'm going to try to do myself in-house, and then put new flooring down, basically.
Is that the one
luxury
that's by your office?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Tullahoma Library drainage issues. This is something that's kind of been going on for a while. There's a main sewer line that runs from the public restrooms to the back of the building, and in the middle, there's a collapsed pipe. We have a company coming in that they say instead of taking all the carpet out that's new that we put in not too long ago, and cutting the concrete and trenching it all out, obviously, would be a huge disruption. They have a process where they can fix that pipe without having to do all that, basically.
Liners.
This is a quarter, this
Basically,
is really a quarter of what it would cost
Yeah.
to do,
Yeah.
cut it out.
If you had to cut that out.
Plus,
dig it
if
down.
we had to do that, they would have to shut the library down.
Yep.
And a massive amount of cleaning would have
And a
to be done.
temporary wall put up.
And like I
just to
said,
cut the
they would have
floor
to
and
rip out a
take
ton of
out
carpet
section
that
of
we've
it.
already
Terrible.
installed.
Okay.
Books, cabinets would have to be moved. What was the other one?
So,
And then the Tullahoma Library replaced carpet, I think they're just,
In the middle of the
that's just
building.
another area where they didn't finish putting carpet in last time. I don't
Okay.
really know a whole lot about that one.
does the roof need to be replaced before you start on
And it will be. I mean, I think she's kind of, that's the hope to get it approved, but that's.
that? Right. That roof is a must.
So is there 3 million in there for,
No.
Now, Ricky, which one of these jobs did you say that you all were gonna try to do?
We'll be
Which
involved,
one?
we'll be involved with the Coffee County Daycare Building,
In that one,
doing the floor.
the daycare, that one?
We won't be installing the new floor, but we'll be
This is what
fixing,
this
there's a lot of,
is.
like, if
And
in all
this is
houses where they
right.
start to
That's what
sag,
they
and
told
there'll be
us.
some floor joints
Gotcha.
that
That
we'll have to
stuff we
rip out
hadn't
and
budgeted
replace.
for.
A lot of
I'd fresh.
decking will have to be replaced.
But then the rest of these would be contracted out, these
Yes.
jobs. All of these jobs would be
This
contracted
194
out
is
for
these
open bid.
Yeah,
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, thank you.
2.5, yes,
Building over there.
yeah.
so
That's
the
the
total of all
total.
of that is 2?
Yes.
That's where the bathrooms, that's how it runs.
I know
Gotcha.
the formula. I told you I was
Okay.
gonna do that, didn't I?
And then the Tullahoma Library the reason there's no price is we're still waiting on,
The roof.
That roof.
we have a company looking at it basically and giving us an idea of how we can make that roof pitched and get rid of the 2 inline gutter systems.
Got a trough in the middle of it.
Yeah,
Two
there's 2
troughs.
troughs in the middle of it, yeah. And so we're still trying to find the best. And then
Solution.
We also have our engineer involved in that project.
Scott is.
Scott is involved in that project, and we'll be leaning on him heavily to make
Okay.
sure that that's done correctly. And at the end of the day, you know, there'll be some more presentations on options on what we're gonna do. We'll be talking to a couple of different companies about the best fix for that.
Okay. And if y'all didn't hear, Mary Ann said down that the total unbudgeted cost should not be 3.4 million, it should be 2.5 million.
2509032 to be exact.
Please repeat.
2, comma,
Uh-huh.
509,032.
Okay.
Vehicles
Got it.
is only $194.32. We talked about this for us, I don't forget to change this.
Why
Why
you're
you
you're
say
talking
like
about right there.
$1 million?
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
I
gotcha.
had it all on one thing, and we were separating what we'd already
Gotcha.
budgeted. Anyway,
Well, I know with the EMA, excuse me, I talked to Alan and he could do 1 drone a year. and,
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
1 drone
I know
this year.
what did he present when he presented his budget?
oh, this
Two.
is, yeah,
But I've talked to him and he could do, and who was it we were with the fire department? Oh, I was in the school safety thing and they were showing how the drones are being used now, even with active stuff going on in schools. I know there's a need, but if we could do one year and one the next year, that would
So
pass
there's
it out.
20,000 for a drone?
Yes.
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
he
too.
had all of the letters from agencies
Yes.
that did it.
And the old ones that he has has China chips in them and they have to be destroyed by federal government. You have to get rid of them.
My suggestion to him at that time was maybe all these agencies that are saying we need it need to chip in and help pay for it. I mean, that they're all saying, oh yeah, get this, all these other agencies, but
They
I'm like,
don't
well, maybe they need
hold
it, maybe they all need to
Divvy
chip
up.
in and help pay for it. Cause I'd say it was gonna be
Or
utilized by all.
did he sell any of his vehicles? You know, we talked about him selling the vehicles to Tullahoma, I think it was
Out of
called
Manchester.
Manchester.
that's a whole side story.
Okay, all right, never mind.
They're in really good shape and low mileage.
Yes.
To do that,
Okay,
but he'll have to have something in place
Yes.
before that.
okay.
Is even considered.
Can they be sold?
talk to you about later.
Okay, okay.
Well, anything can be sold.
I know that, but if it is sold, I want it to come back.
He doesn't want to be working out deals with
Yeah,
other
I know, they need
agencies
to be,
like
they need to be, bid out,
And give us the money.
on that. But if they are sold, the money ought to come back to the general fund, or to pay down this debt right here.
Capital project.
Yes, ma'am, sorry. Do we need a vote
Yes,
on the 2.5?
yeah.
All right,
Yes.
does any, I make a motion that we take one of the drones out. And I know it's not a lot of money, but it's $20,000. And $20,000 is a lot of money to me. So if we buy one drone this year and buy one next year, and maybe like Laura said, if other, I don't know what entities would use them.
I say
Uh,
they all.
If
are
the
there.
sheriff, maybe we can talk the sheriff into
They all
buy,
would.
Sheriff, yeah.
buying one.
would.
But if, you know, if we get one this year, and I've seen the proof that it is usable, they are worth their money.
Don't the, Downton, Rescue, do they have those drones?
They're Chinese made. They
They
have
have
the
to be
chips.
destroyed too, yeah. They'll have to be destroyed. They have the sonar and stuff that we have for them. I don't think he has a drone. Neil doesn't have a drone.
Yeah, he does.
He does have a drone?
He
Okay,
does have
but
a drone, but it's.
it's
got the
Chinese chip, so it has
yeah.
to be
And the
destroyed.
state law has
Has to
came
be
into
destroyed,
play
okay.
to get
Yeah.
rid of those.
So it will be off the books then.
Work-
All right,
work
so
your way
that
back.
knocks it, if we take the 20,307 off, that would knock it down. I make a motion to accept it after that.
I'll second
second.
the motion.
Okay. Any discussion?
I do want to say that I'm looking at financing options.
Okay.
I've got a meeting with our financial advisor because I've got some ideas.
Okay.
And she's going to help me with
We're just
because,
saying that we're gonna go forward with this when we find the money, right?
we have general capital projects, you know,
Mm-hmm.
everything's committed to all these projects. We have about 700,000 that's not committed, maybe a little more than that once they close. So that's what you have. So obviously, these bigger tickets, we'll have to look at funding. But I have some
Okay,
options I'm looking at, and when we
When
have our
you're-
next meeting,
okay,
I'm having that meeting with them before that one, so.
okay,
I need them to say, yes, we can do it, or no, we can't.
okay. All right. Everybody for this, all those in favor by aye?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Okay. 2 opposed. Okay, any more capital projects?
Did you put the sign-in sheet?
Yeah, I have it in here.
Okay. Just wanna make sure you got
It's in
it.
here.
Okay,
All right, our next meeting's the last Thursday,
yes.
last Thursday of August. And the last Thursday of August is the 28th. Everybody good with the 28th?
I'm gonna be here.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
I'll be out.
you'll be out?
Yeah.
I don't know what's on the, everybody else good with the 28th?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 28th will be at 5 o'clock, August
sir.
28th.
Yes, sir.
You going back to Talladega?
Somewhere better.
Okay. All right,
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
all right. We have adjourned. Everybody turn your microphone.